Hey guys. All right, so I'm trying a different angle, so let me know when you jump on what you think. So welcome to Easel Does It Studio. So tonight we're going to be using some mix2mold, and I'm going to make this cross, and I think we're just going to do it in white, and then when it's done I'm just going to paint it. So and then I have a set of coasters too, so it just depends, you know, if people jump on or not. Hi Cindy, welcome. So I had a video and I have been trying to upload it since 2 o'clock this afternoon, and it's still not uploaded. So I said, the heck with it, I'm just gonna go live and do something. So at this angle, you're actually able to see me. And then when I get ready to do the project, I'm going to be able to tip you down. So I'm hoping it's going to be a better angle, even for when I'm just videoing. So once I flip it down, let me know, you know, if the angle works better, or if you like the way I've been doing it. Don't mind my mess in the back. It's a disaster. I should have put a sheet up. But I was sick, and then I've just been like trying to get videos out. So yeah. So like I said, we're going to do this cross. I had done it back before I started my YouTube channel, and it came out awful. I did it in resin, and yeah, it didn't look good. So I'm going to redo it, and I'm going to do it in the mix2mold, because mix2mold is very easy to paint. So I'm still contemplating, which you guys can help. Should I pour it in white and then paint it? Or should I do it in the color that I want, like the cross part to be, and then paint the Jesus in? I'd worry if your studio was clean. Yeah. It is not. And on the opposite side of this camera is like a bomb blew up, because it's just paints everywhere. Like, because I've been doing paint pouring. Yeah, it's a mess down here. I feel like I'm getting like claustrophobia. So we're going to pour this, and this we can demold in an hour. So I figured while that's setting, I could pour these coasters. And, you know, depending if we get enough chat going on or whatever, I'll be able to work on them, you know, after. It depends how late you guys want to stay and chat with me. So I thought with these, I already had some yellow mixed in here, and I cannot for the life of me remember how I got this yellow. Remember back when I did the honey pot? So I pulled out this yellow, and it's just the Let's Resin yellow mica powder. And I'm going to pour it in, because I was thinking of doing the peacocks in it. So if I did the white ones, the yellow would stand out. These would stand out nice on the yellow. But then I also have the pink ones, which have a little bit more yellow in it. So I was actually thinking of going with the pink ones with the yellow, and try to get like a pastel base. So, and I'm trying to figure out, like, if I tap the screen, how I can see my comments, because I'm not seeing any comments. Oh, I see them when they pop up, but then I can't see them after. I'm still learning the YouTube thing here, so yeah. So I think we'll do the pink, because I do have the blue and the green, but I've used the greenish ones before. So, hey Jenny. So we're gonna mix up, like I said, what do you guys think? Should I pour it white and then paint it? Hey Suzanne, or Susanna. And if I don't say your name right, guys, I apologize, because my phone is like, it's more than an arm's length away from me, because once I get ready to start doing it, I'm going to tip you guys down so you'll be able to see everything. So, yeah. So I just don't know if I should do this in white and then just paint the whole thing, or, you know, pick a color for the cross part and pour that and then just paint the Jesus after. That's what I don't know. So, yeah, decisions. So if you guys have a a thought on this, put it in. I will I'll go with whatever. So like I said, with these coasters, I'm gonna do a yellow. I'm gonna try for a pale yellow. That's what I'm gonna try for. So, and if I can catch the comments, because I have this streaming to my TV down here, I might be able to read them better because my TV is bigger screen than my phone. So, let's go ahead and, like I said, I don't know how to see my comments. I don't know how. Coasters, I think the blue ones would be better. Okay, so you think the blue ones would be better on that coaster, on the yellow. Okay. Can we persuade your husband to put a sink in running water there for you? Yeah, I wish. We wouldn't even have a spot for it. I've taken up like 3/4 of this basement. He's like, honest, hon, if you pick up another thing to craft, we're just going to have to move out of the house so you can take it over. Oh, and I wanted to bring my, I don't know if it's on the video that I'm trying to upload that's not uploading, or if it's the one before, but I had mentioned I was gonna try something new on for my painting channel. But what it is I did a paint pour, but I only did it for like the background in the Northern Lights. Oh, it is, Cindy. It's so addictive. I've got my daughter addicted now. She's been sick. She has the cold that I had, and we were talking today, and she's like, yeah, I got to get feeling better so I can come over and craft. So I've got her doing it. Okay, so we're going to go with the blue peacocks on the coasters. So I've got those out, and I'm going to move the rest because you guys know how messy I am. I am just a messy person. In crafting, not in life, just in crafting. So, all right, so let's mix up some mix-to-mold. Like I said, if you guys have and I wished I could find the one that I had done, and I had pulled it out, and yeah, it's, you know, I put it in a safe spot. You know those safe spots that you never find again? That's where it is. Yeah, it's in one of them safe spots. And, oh, I'm thinking maybe 6 ounces. So let me put you down, and that way you can kind of see what I'm doing. And hopefully this way here, like when I'm working close to me, I'm not going to go off frame, because I know that irritates a lot of people, and I apologize, but sometimes I'm just, what is your painting channel called? It is called Easel Does It Studio Paintings with an S. So originally this is what was going to be a painting channel, and then I didn't get much reaction on it, so I started doing resin. And yes, Cindy, yes, it is in my description box. And now it was weird tonight when I got ready to go live, it didn't give me the option to put in a title. It just said go live, and I hit the button and I went live. So yeah, and I've only been live on this channel one other time, and then I couldn't figure out how to end the live. So yeah, stay tuned. We could have some more interesting scenarios. I am going to mix up 8 ounces just because I am not sure how much this holds. And that's way more than 8 ounces, but that's okay. So I am thinking that is like more than enough, but I need to pull out a couple of extra molds. So in case I make too much of something, that I can have something to throw it into. Because even if it's mixed colors, I can always paint it. So this is one of the elephants, which is the video that was supposed to be coming out tonight. So stay tuned. That's going to be a good one. I'm going to get my spatula and all right, we'll go with 10 ounces. And this is just the Beebeecraft mix2mold. I love this stuff. You can demold it within an hour, and it is non-toxic, it's safe, it's very hard, and it doesn't make my hands break out, guys. So I apologize that all this past week has been either mix2mold or one candle video, but I'm trying to get my hands, you know, back to somewhat normal. I do have a resin video coming out, I think in like 2 days. So let me get the powder out of here. Yes, I'm trying. And I don't know why, but I think it's every time I put on a certain pair of gloves, my hands will start to like burn. And I've tried using the barrier cream, but then I found these gloves that just came in today that are latex-free, powder-free, and protein-free. So the project that I did today, which will come out in a couple days, I put the gloves on and they're not any worse. So let's hope and see. Oh crap, I got yellow right here that I was going to use. So let me go back to this cup and we'll add some of the white in. All right, so that's about 10 ounces. So let's stir this up. Yeah, they're protein free. Let me show you the box here. Right here. So it says latex free, powder free, and protein free. So I'm like, I don't know, I needed gloves either way, so I got a box of 200 because you guys in the resin world know how much we go through gloves. So I'm like, well, I'll give them a shot. I'm willing to try anything. I mean, I pretty much got a shelf in my bathroom that is pretty much hand creams. I hope they work too, because I really love doing resin. So if my daughter is still on, Jenny, she has not seen the process of this yet. So It's one of the things we're going to try when she's feeling good. And yeah. All right. So let's get my yellow somewhere hiding. You're here? Okay, Jen. So you'll actually get to see the process of this, because that's one of the things that I want to do is when she's feeling better. So I'm just going to put, yeah, and note to self, don't breathe when you're taking mica powders out of your container. So I'm putting, excuse me, a good scoop in. I'm probably going to end up adding more. I want to keep it kind of more of a pastel, but I know the white is going to try and take over. So, so when I'm mixing powders in, the thing that I do is I put a little bit of water in a container, because then I can take this powder and make sure it's going to be the color that I want it to be. And if it is, then I can pour the water in here and mix. So I guess, well, I guess we're doing the coasters first, guys, because I started mixing the yellow like an idiot. You know, I get talking and squirrel, I go in the other direction. So yeah, we'll just, in fact, I'm going to make a space so I can move my coasters over here when they're done. I'll just move that there. Put this over here. And this is why everything, because I take everything and I put it to the side or behind me when I need more space. So yeah. In the mix to mold, I also found that when I use the other brands, like when you demold it and if you set it like on a piece of parchment paper or a paper towel, you will get a wet spot underneath it. With the mix to mold, I don't get that. The moisture really evaporates out of here much quicker. So when I demold these, I'm just going to seal the tops and then we can put our stickers in. So, all right, so this is the color that I'm at right now. So it's very light. So we're going to put a little bit of water in our little pot. And you know what I am going to do? I'm going to grab a pipette just to get, because when I do this, I only want like a drop of water, because it's basically just to test the color. And then I will just take a stick and we'll dump some in, and that's the color. So that is, it's very pastel, but I'm going to add a little bit more and we'll call it good, because I know the white is going to take over as it dries. So I'm going to go in with, say, like another scoop like this, because there's a lot of powder in there. And then whatever that color is, we're going to go with it. So I'll stir my powder around. And I did bring out the my J. Diction pigments, just in case it's like I couldn't get it to the color I wanted. Okay, so we're going to pour it in here. Excuse me. See, when I was sick, I didn't have the cough. Once I started feeling better, then I started with the cough. And I still get the runny nose on and off, but, you know, it is what it is. It's winter. So now they're saying that we're going to have, we're having another storm Thursday, and then one on Sunday. Now they're saying it's going to end up being, it's going to start as snow and then it's going to end as sleet. So it's going to be a mixture, which, yuck, I don't like. I don't like either. Okay. So the directions on the mix to mold are really difficult. Normally it's like a 1-to-3 ratio. I don't measure my mix to mold. In fact, I don't measure any of them. I go by the consistency, and I literally have not had a problem, except for when I drop something on the cement floor and then it breaks. But other than that, I have not had a problem. So we are gonna, so that's a really, this is the yellow I was kind of going for, like a very pale, like Easter yellow. You can see that. So I know now I'm gonna have to mix more because I have 4 coasters. Oh, all right. Well, I'm gonna pour what I can, and then we'll make more and we'll try to match it. And if we don't, we don't. All right, so now we're just gonna pour. So I'm just gonna go around, because when you're pouring your mix to mold, you want to make sure that you tap it, shift it, do whatever you gotta do, because that's gonna get all the air bubbles out. Arlington. Okay. I'm going to slide that over there, and all right, let's get this one. So I want to get the outside edges definitely quicker. Well, not quicker, but in there before I fill it, so that I can, I got something in there, okay, because I don't want any bubbles. And I'm going to add a little bit more to this one. Looks like pancake batter. It does. It really does. And I got something right there. All right, so we got to mix up more. Oh boy, I'm trying to get the right color now is going to be, but at least it's going to be the other 2. So I'm just going to pour some powder, and we're going to, now as like an idiot, I put it in this bowl with the wet bottom, so it is definitely gonna be a little bit hotter here. All right, I'm gonna just go with that, just because I put it in the wrong container, because, you know, I'm jibber-jabbering. And so this is really fun. I like this, guys, being able to talk to you guys. I don't know if I was like doing a resin project, if I'd, you know, like really be able to pay attention to the comments. And I think I'm gonna need a little bit more. It's close to the same yellow. And I am gonna add a little bit more powder, because I want to make sure that I have enough for both of the coasters. And I did find if you get powder in there and you don't completely wipe it out, you will get some lighter spots. So I've been trying to do better at at trying to not make a mess. All right, it's, you know, like keeping the powder out or keeping them separate. So, oop. Because the bottom was wet, that powder on the bottom is, was starting to set up. So, yeah, wait till you see my arm. I got a big old mess over here. See? I just got pancake batter all over me. Just like when I'm cooking. All right, so it's a little thick. I'm just gonna thin it down just a smidge. 1:22 a.m. there? Oh my goodness, Olivia. Yeah, that's the only thing. It was like, I didn't know what time. So I had made a post, and a few of, you know, you had said, you know, like when the kids go to bed and stuff. So I was like, all right, I'll pick 8 o'clock, but I do know that I do have some people that follow me from Australia, and I have a couple in the UK. So I know there's, you know, there's 5 hours with the UK. I don't know what Australia is. I'm thinking like they're already in the next day. If I can remember right. So yeah, I'd like to start doing more lives if that's something that you guys would be interested in. Because I can't go live on my painting channel yet because I've only got like 50 subscribers. That channel's moving very slow. But I put all my time into this channel, and that one I do when I have extra time. So I know it's, you know, it's going to be a slower process there. All right. And got something there. So is this angle okay? I mean, I know it works for videoing. Now I don't have to yell at the screen. Exactly. Oh my gosh. I got to ask you guys this. I do it more on like the few people that I watch that do the paint pours. It's perfect. Okay. Because I'm thinking I'm going to start doing my videos this way too. So that way, like the introduction, you can see my face, which means that I'm not going to be able to, you know, not do my hair and all that. You should see some of the get-ups that I wear when I'm doing my videos, guys. I'd be like, oh my God, if the girls ever saw me like this, they'd be like, what in the heck is going on over there? So I have a little bit left. So we're just going to put it in Mr. Elephant because we can paint him when after we fill him up with the next batch. Now see, when I mix that, see how that's already setting up on the bottom? So I'm just going to loosen that and scrape that in the trash so that I can use this container again. Now I should be saving it because then I can, you know, add it to my other stuff. But because I don't have any running water down here, curling only takes like an hour. Yeah. All right, so I'm just gonna wipe this out a little bit. Like I said, I'm gonna be painting the cross. So once I get that up, then I will put the camera back up and we can chit chat for a bit, or I can make something else. Because, you know, there's never too many crafts. Okay, let me get this kind of wiped up. All right, now I can go to the cross. All right, I missed a comment that just went up. So this is the cross that I'm going to be doing. So if anybody has any suggestions as to if I should color the resin or not. And I've got something in here. I'm looking at my TV screen again, so if you comment, I should see it. And just gonna grab some alcohol and put on this little brush to get I got a few little bits in here. And I know I'm gonna paint it, but still, not sure how to navigate this YouTube. Yeah, me either. I don't know. Like, I'll see the comment and then they disappear. But the last time that I went live, like, I was able to see the comments and scroll back to see if I missed any. And now this one here, I'm like not able to. It took you a while too. Okay, so it's not just me. I mean, the last time I was like, how do I shut it off? There's no end. I'm like, oh my word. So I had to shut my phone off in order to disconnect. I'm like, okay. So let's, I'm just gonna take one of these containers, and I rewash these, except for sometimes they're still wet when I put them back in, and then I can't get them apart. And just want to make sure that it's all right. So, let me see. I was thinking, so this one is already getting firm. So I'm just going to slide these back out of my way, because you guys know what is going to happen, right? If I don't. So there is a slight variation in the yellow, but it's not that bad. So I'll be able to live with that. So let me, I don't know, let's do 8 ounces. I'm going to do it in the white. And does this have, yeah, all right. And I'm just going to pour the water in. Can you do the cross in brown and then paint the top? Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. So I do have some brown here, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's add some brown powder. That's why I pulled all my powders out. And then I can just paint the Jesus over, you know, once this comes out. So I put a big scoop, and let me cover my yellow, my green. Yeah, that's really not green. No. So again, we're gonna I'm thinking I'm going to put a little bit more of the powder in. All right. And when you're adding the dry powder, I missed that comment. It's not like certain things, like when you're adding liquid, you can only add like a certain percentage. On the dry powder, you don't have that same scenario. So when you want to get it dark, you can keep adding powder. It's just, it takes a lot of powder in order to, you know, get it dark. Like if you wanted to do a true black, then yeah, you would be using a lot of pigment powder. So I've just got some water, and I'm just putting a little drop, and then we're going to just drop some of this powder in here. And I'm going to take a stick. Okay, so see how that's still, to me, that's a little too light. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to add some more brown. So if you're doing like a bigger project and you're not sure how much you're going to use, if you go ahead and you get your powder all mixed, and then you can do it in little bits. So even if you have to make more, you have that powder already mixed up. And that's one of the reasons that I like doing the powder. My only thing is now I got to get containers to put my extra powder in when I have it, so that I can label it. Because I keep it in the cup, and I'll write, so if it's gray, I'll write gray, but then I'll reuse that cup, and then the next color, I'm like, I know that ain't gray, but I didn't cross it off and rewrite it. So yeah, I got to get better at doing that. But you know, it's like sometimes you're down here and you're crafting and you're like, oh crap. Yeah, for color matching, it does. It works really good. You know, and then you're like, oh man, I got to go start supper, or, you know, the laundry just finished. And yeah, and then you leave, you forget, and all right. So we got another drop of water, and we'll add a little bit more of the powder. And we're going to stir this. Okay, so see how it's much darker now? So I'm going to go with that. And if I have to paint over it, I can. You know, because I'm going to paint the Jesus on there anyways. So I'm going to go with, let's see, I have 10 ounces in here. So I'm going to put... see, we'll leave 4 ounces in here, so that would give us 6, because I'm thinking that might be all it's gonna take. I'm not sure, but we have the extra powder if we need it. Yeah, so I was able to get this to a nice dark brown here. Let me, once I get it thin enough. And if you have a mold that is like really intricate, just make your batter, I'm going to call it batter, a little bit thinner. And that way you can make sure that it gets into the crevices. Okay, so this is the color that we ended up with. So it's like a mocha brown. You know, I could have added a little bit of black in there as well to darken it, or I could have added the drops. Let's see. Let's add a few drops of the pigment paste just to, I'll put like, it's like four drops. And we'll just kind of, and it really didn't do a whole lot, but okay. So I'm gonna try and pour him first, just so that I can really like concentrate on the see how his head is, it's got like the hair and everything, it's really intricate. So I want him, that in his hands, I don't want him to have bubbles in his hands and his feet. So I'm gonna try and pour him and then give it a good tap. So, I mean, realistically, I could pour just him, let it cure, and then pour the rest, but I'm just going to do the whole thing. All right. And all right, we're gonna need the rest. I was wrong. All right, let me take a sip of my soda here. I'm hoping this is enough. Oh, well, we'll be trying to color match if not. And like I said, we can always, you know, I'll go over it and paint over it anyhow if it's not dark enough. So even if it doesn't completely match, if we have to make up more, it's okay. All right. You don't have to fill it up completely. I mean, I could probably leave it like that and it would be good. So, it's just you'll have more trimming on the back, which is not a bad thing. So, you know what? I'm going to go with whatever is in here because this is a fairly deep mold. So the only thing that I really like to fill up are anything like these that, especially if they have feet that are close to the end of the mold, then you want to fill those up. But like this one, no, we don't have to. All right, so let's shimmy this guy back out of the way. So now see, this one's already, it's already firm. So that one, those are going to be ready to demold here in just a bit. So let me see. I've got to mix some more up so we can fill up Mr. Elephant. And so let me just put a little water in here and wipe this out. All right, so I'm gonna flip it back up to me for a minute here so you can, hi guys. That way I can look straight, and if you guys comment, I'll see it. I will go back through the comments, guys, because I'm sure I've missed a bunch. But I will go back through and read them all. All right, so we're gonna wipe this, and I'm gonna get, and actually I can use a smaller cup because I've got a little bit in him, and I think he takes 5 ounces. So I'm gonna just use this, and I'll make up 5 ounces, even though there's some in there, just to be on the safe side. So depending on your consistency, like I have 5 ounces in here right now. When I add my water, if you make your batter thick, then it's gonna be less than the 5 ounces. But if you keep it more on the thin side, it's gonna pretty much stay at that 5 ounce mark. At least in my experience, that's kind of how it's worked. So I'm just gonna make up some more yellow. I'm not gonna test it. I'm just because I know I have yellow in there. And yeah, if he comes out and he's a cute yellow elephant, well, we'll keep him as a yellow. If not, you know, we'll paint him. All right, so let me flip it back down just so you can see what I'm doing here. And I'm just going to pour the water in here. And just make sure that you scrape your, especially like with these cups, they have that little ridge. Make sure you scrape that too. All right, so we have got, I got it a little bit thin. And where's my scoopy? Who knows? So I'm just gonna add a little bit more. Because the thinner it is, it does take a little bit longer to set up if it's too thin. But okay, this I think will be a good consistency. And then what I'll do is I'm gonna clean up the mess in front of me because those coaster molds are such a light color. I'm gonna have to clean my hands really good and clean the surface, because if I don't, I'm gonna stain my piece. So I'm just giving it a a good old tappy wappy, make sure that it gets all into the little grooves, and there we go. And I've got, really, I got an ounce. What can I make? All right, let's, I think we have our little bear. I think this takes about an ounce. And there's something in here. A piece of resin. All right. Ugh, I hate it when I do that, because if I don't fill it up when I do it, then it sits there for a while, and I'm just going to add a little bit of powder. Try to get just a little, you know what, I'm going to do it this way. I think this is going to be easier when I only need a little bit of water. When you can't find your scoop, hands work just as good. You know, I'm not one of them like girly girls where I have gloves on when I'm working in the garden. You know, my hands, yeah, I come in, my hands are filthy and dirty, and how you see me craft is how I my garden the same way. All right, I got some mixed up. Perfect amount. All right, so I'll leave these, let them dry, and then once they're dry, I'll just squeeze them and everything's gonna fall out of them. So that's what I do with my cups. All right, so I will flip you guys back up just while I'm picking up so you can see me. So I'm gonna move this guy over here out of my way because he will be the last one. And my little bear, because I'm sure you guys have seen my videos where I have dumped everything on my table and made a complete utter mess. Yep, that's me. I'm slowly getting there. I am. I've been doing it enough, and the next thing that I want to try is, remember the last time I made the squishies? I have not tried this in the mix-to-mold yet. So that's going to be coming. I know. So I am going to do something. I'm going to try it. It says for resin, so I am going to try it in the resin because there's some really unique colors in there, like bread color. Yeah, so it's kind of really different. All right, I'm going to put all my dirty tools over here. In fact, I ended up having to pull my paint table to my work table and put my camera there so that when I shot down that you guys could see what I'm doing. So now I can just kind of put everything over there and then clean it after. And we're going to pile up back here. All right, so let me get this wiped. because like I said, when I get those yellow coasters out, I do not want, you know, like anything dirty underneath it, because it will pick up on it. And now I'm gonna wipe my hands. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to buy stocks and wipes. I think I'm gonna have to. That and paper towels. All right, so we'll get our hands all clean. You know, like if I'm gonna paint something, then I don't worry too much about it. But where those are such a light color, I'm like, yeah. And I am going to grab a, I think I'm going to grab a new brush, or a fairly new brush, to put the sealant on so that we can put our stickers in. So I am just trying to wipe up around. There. Oh, as I just move my elephant and spill him. Oh. Same thing with the bear. Leave things alone. I know, I've been using a gloved hand is what I've been using. But because to get into the coaster, let me see, I might have a brush, like a sponge. I might. Because yeah, I don't like the brush marks at all. And all right, hang on. I am pretty sure that I've got oh, I do. Oh, and I have even a small one. All right, so yeah, this will work way better. And I'm going to use this. Oh yeah, makeup sponges. I never thought of that. Oh, I will have to get me some. So I'm going to use this gloss sealer, and that's what we're going to put the stickers on. So I am going to figure out which ones that I want to put on there so I can cut them out. Oh, thank you so much. That was my first, what is that? Is it a super chat? Oh my God, I just looked up and I'm like, holy crud. Oh, like I said, it doesn't take much to excite me, guys. So these are the ones that we're gonna put on our thing. So I think I'm gonna put 2 of them in each coaster. Yep, super chat. Yes, that was my first one. Thank you so much, Dawn. Let's see. If I do a fanned out one and then one that's closed, and I'm just gonna, let me flip you down here a little bit so you can kind of see how I'm cutting them out. I mean, if I really wanted, I could sit here and like cut all of the clear away, but it would be really, you know, time consuming. So I try to get like as close as I can, They do show a little bit, but not, you know, not a ton. So there's only going to be like that little tiny bit that we're going to see. So we'll just get a few cut out, and then by then our pieces will be ready to demold, and then I can seal them, and we can, now if I wanted, I could put a like a clear coat of resin over the top, but I don't know. I just, if you get a ceramic piece, you kind of want it to be a ceramic piece. So this is the other one that I picked. So I'll just cut a few out, and trying to get like different ones. So isn't this better than a video tonight, guys? We actually get to talk. I like this. Because back, God, a couple years ago, I used to do, I did on Facebook, I did makeup lives every single day for like 3 years. I never got past 800 followers, and I never made any money. It was ridiculous. All right, I saw something about if you Google something, but I missed it. So I will go back and, like I said, I'll go back and read all the comments, because I like, you know, I like being able to interact with everybody. And that one's a little bit different. So I'm just trying to pick like different, I was going to say octopuses. These are not octopuses. Oh, Lordy. Peacocks. I want them to be different, so I can put, you know, two different ones in a coaster. And then we can always, you know, if we feel like it needs a little embellishment, we can add some like little flowers or something. All right, so I've got 4 different ones there. You know what? I'm going to add this flower to one. Maybe I'll do that. Add one of those to one peacock, because I really like that. I don't even, feather. Yeah, that's what it is. It's like a peacock feather with flowers on it. And that way, it's just going to kind of all go into the same theme. And I'm going to cut a little closer here. All right, so we've got one of those feathers. Let's do one of these. So before I peel the backing off of these, we'll lay them in place so that we can see how they're going to look. All right, so we've got those 2. That's the same. Oh, this is a little bit different. So I want each one to have like something different. I don't want to have to repeat the same one if I can help it. All right, so we got this one. And we need one more. That's the same there. That's the same. That's the same. And this is a little bit different, so we'll go with this one. This is a single one, so we can put him with one of the like fanned out peacocks. So I want to get some more of the like the rub-on stickers, because those, you peel that top layer off. So I'm definitely, I want to get, you know, but I want to find some like these, the peacocks and stuff like that. So let me just set this to the side, and we're going to bring, I'm watching you on my TV from my personal account and trying on this one while cleaning. Awesome. All right, so see, it's just been a little over an hour. These are ready to come out. And look at how beautiful. No bubbles. So what I'll get them all out, and then I'm gonna seal just the top so that we can put our stickers on. Because if I try to put the stickers on now, the stickers, the stickers will not stick. I tried that. You have to put your sealer down. So until like tomorrow, these will be a little bit more frail. I mean, they're still strong, but we do have a few bubbles in this one. So we got a couple bubbles there, a couple over here, but they're not, I mean, they're not sharp, they're not noticeable. And I got one bubble here. So, and another, you know, so there are a few. The first one came out perfect. Of course, my other ones didn't. Why would a whole set be, you know, perfect? Why would it? They wouldn't look homemade. Hello, hello, everybody. And this is the only one that I'm going to have to file the edges a little bit, but I'll do that at a different time. So let's get the sealer on, and let's place our peacocks first, so we know what we're putting where. I've been watching, just had to figure out how to comment. Finally figured it out. Oh, welcome to my world, because I can't even figure out. Hey, Janelle, I can't even figure out how to view my comments. If I miss it, I can't, like if I tap the screen. Oh, there they are. Okay, sweet. It's giving you 2 views from 1 person. Okay, so I gotta tap my screen and then my comments come out. Yay! Oh, it's Lori. Hey, Lori. Okay. Oh, my word. I'm still trying to figure this YouTube thing out. All right. So these are similar, but they are different. See how this one has got a bunch of flowers here? This one only has little flowers. So they're close, but they're different. And his feathers are fanned out. So let's see. And this one, I wished he was a little bit bigger. All right, let's. give this one a little color. All right. So, how do you think those? If we have to add more after, we will. All right, so we're gonna just put them to the side so we know which feathers and peacocks are going in what cavity. And we are gonna get, yes, yellow and blue is together. All right. And I am going to put a glove on because this is some sticky crap. And I know I showed you my gloves. I know I have gloves. And I want to use my new ones because they didn't bother my hands earlier. But where did I put them? Are you kidding me, guys? Oh, right here. Jeez, some crow. So just so while I'm sealing them, I can, I don't have to worry about getting the sealer on my hands because it has to, it literally has to wear off. It doesn't just come off. So I'm going to take a paper cup and I'm just going to put a bunch in there. All right, and we're just going to give this a coat. It only needs one coat, and then I'll seal them over again after, but they're basically, you just need that one layer on there. So just like that. So that one is sealed. We'll let that one. Okay. And I can always add some, like rhinestones or whatever around to cover some of the bubbles, but, you know, I don't think that really matters too much because these are handmade. It does. It cures so fast. Especially this first layer, because it sinks right into the mix-to-mold. But see, I can still see brush marks even with this sponge, but it's okay. All right, I'm just gonna leave that here because we're gonna need it when we do the cross. All right, so I'm just gonna peel. Let me take these gloves off because I can't work in gloves. Thank you, Moore's Creations, or More Creations 2025. All right. So if you take it and you get the image, thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. If you peel this part away from this part, it comes away easy. If you try to peel the back away, it takes forever. That I have discovered. All right. So, but when you put these down, you want to make sure that's where you want them, because if they stick, it's too late. You're obligated wherever they land. Oh, this is so pretty. Look at that. That was a really good choice, Cindy, going with the blue ones. Yeah, and as I say it, of course, now my fingers ain't gonna want to work. Come on. You can use tape, but sometimes the tape gives you just as much of a problem. Sometimes you just gotta get it at a different end. There we go. So do I want it down here? All right, guys. Should we put it down here or up here? Yes, we got the storm. We got about 8 inches, 8 or 9 inches. And we have another one coming for Thursday. And we have another one coming on Sunday. All right, I'm going to put it at the bottom. All right, so that one is done. Let's get this little bugger going, and then we can get our cross out. All right, so I was thinking about trying that technique, dropping the alcohol ink, but I was afraid it would be too dark, and I wanted it to be oh yes, send some Hawaiian sun. My girlfriend leaves tomorrow night. She's going to Florida for 2 weeks. I'm like, oh, please bring back some of the warmth with you, please. All right, so I know originally I was going to put it at the top, but I don't know. I think I like it better at the bottom. So this is the... Yes, thank you so much for the gifts, guys. I so appreciate it. All right, so let's get this little bugger in. And you know what? I think I'm going to switch the flower because this one is more fanned open. We'll see. Come on. There we go. You just got to say, come on. Florida has been colder than... Yeah, it definitely has. Because my best friend moved there like 5 or 6 years ago, and she usually will put, oh, it stinks, you know, it's only 86 today. We're having, a cool down. And she only puts that when she knows we're getting a snowstorm. And when we have snowstorms and she doesn't put that, yeah, we are, yeah. I'm going to be spending a lot of time down here in my craft room because I can't see outside when I'm down here. So yeah, when she doesn't post any, you know, like smart ass things that it's warm there, I know that she's having cooler weather. And I know that she does not do good even at 70 now because she's been there long enough that to her 70 is cold. So yeah. All right, now. So, on our last one, and then I will give you a close-up. And then I'm just going to let these, like, completely cure overnight before I seal the top again, because I'm gonna do a spray seal on them. All right, so we've got our 4 done, and I managed to keep them clean. All right, so this is the first one. I almost think it needs something else. Let me know in the comments if you think it needs something else. This is the second one. And then this is the third one. I wish they were a little bit bigger. And this is the fourth one. I'm in New Hampshire. We're wanting to go back to Mass. Oh. Yes, definitely you could be part of the gang. All right, so these are our coasters. So I'm going to move these over here so I don't mess them up. Let's get the cross out. This is the same 5 to me, the original from Ohio. I've been here 18 years. First people wearing parkas. All right, so let's get this demolded. And again, this is a fairly easy mold to demold. All right, I'm going to show you before I look. No bubbles in the hands and the feet. So, I am loving the color. You want belly clams? Yes, I could go for some clams. Steam is fried, it don't matter. All right, so I'm gonna get some dark paint for his hair. And what color should I color him? Originally, I was gonna go with like just a gold marker, like a gold chrome pen. And that way you don't have to worry about the details. What do you guys think? Should I just do him in currently 9 degrees in Michigan, big storm tomorrow, freezing cold for the next, yeah, we're having wicked cold too. That's just what you were thinking, gold? I know, that's why it's taken me so long to do this one again, because I wasn't sure, like, how I wanted to color it. And I don't know, like, there's that variation in the color, and I don't know if I like that. The white cloth with dark hair, that's what I was thinking. I was going to do the cloth in the white, do the dark hair, and like color the band on his, like his head, because he does have like a, do that like in a dark brown, because I think that's the, you never know I'm Catholic, whatever it's called, with the tines on it, on his head. But I want him to stand out, and I'm afraid if I try to color him skin color, his thorns, yes, thank you. The crown of thorns, thank you, Cindy. I knew there was a word for it, but it wasn't coming. It was just not going to fall out of this mouth on its own. All right. Let's get the gold pen. We're gonna try it. It's the worst that can happen. It can look as ugly as my first one that I did. Oh, we can just paint over it. I didn't know you were going live. It's 2:22 in the morning. Oh my God, Pauline. Well, thank you for joining. Yeah, I originally was gonna have a video tonight, but its stupid thing would not load. I've been trying since 2 o'clock, so I was like, you know what? So, next question. If I color his body in the gold, okay, do I leave the cloth, or do I just do all of him in gold and leave I know, 43, I'm like blown away. I was just looking at that. So yeah, I'm not sure, because then I can always paint this a darker. All right, I guess we're just gonna go in and go for it. So I'm gonna do the tops first. Oh, you know what? I didn't even seal this. Hang on. Let me put a coat of sealer on here, because if not, nothing is gonna want to stick. Oh, cross in gold in the hair. Okay, that's an idea. See, that's why I need you guys. All right, let me put these on, because I don't want to get all sticky, because I still have my yellow bear and elephant to demold. All right, so let's get him sealed. And then we'll do the cloth and the crown in gold. To give him some, you know, accent. And now that he's being sealed, I like the color much better. So if I picked once a week to go live, what would be a good day for you guys? I'll probably end up going live more, but like if I pick one day a week right now that I can like schedule it, what day would work for you guys? Because I know we've got, you know, like everybody from everywhere. And the only way you don't get the dang brush marks is if you put it on thicker. All right, so all right. So we'll let him sit for a minute, and let me go ahead and let's get our bear and elephant out so I can seal them so I don't forget. So this is the little bear that everybody loves. Oh, thank you so much. I have people that I do the same thing. I climb into bed and and that's kind of like my relaxed time. It's like I can kind of veg, and I don't have to think of what I'm creating. I can just enjoy somebody else's creation. All right, so let me, oh no, I just broke his trunk. Are you kidding me? That's why I hate wearing gloves, because I can't feel what I'm doing. Oh well, we'll glue him on. We got one bubble in his ears, and he's got a broken trunk. But I'll seal it and then I'll glue it. So, all right, I just want to get these sealed so then I can just do my other one. So I don't want to keep you guys all night, but while I've got the sealer out and the gloves on, I might as well get them coated. All right. Oh, geez, all right, let's just get him coated. And then I'll E6000 him, so then tomorrow if I paint him or whatever, he can, he'll be all dried and secure. So yeah, this is cool, being able to do the mix to mold, because then you get to see at least, you know, some of the items all done. All right, so we've got him done, and I'm gonna, because I had tried gluing a piece before and I hadn't sealed it and it would not glue. So if you do break a piece, just make sure that you you seal the two broken ends. Okay, so now our cross is all dry, I am sure, because this stuff just soaks right in. So I am using the Let's Resin chrome markers, which come in a fine tip, a flat tip, and a angled tip. So I'm gonna start with the flat tip one. And, okay, so we're doing the, the cloth, and the, thorns, right? That's what everybody was saying we were gonna do. And I'm not going into the grooves. I'm kind of staying up on the higher bits so that it gives that shadow like underneath. I'll get that done and then I'll show you what I'm... On the side, I'm going to do the whole thing because it's really not showing up on the side. Okay, and I'll do this side. Because I've been wanting to do this one for such a long time. After I did that first one, and it was, you know, I was still really brand new to resin, and I was like, oh my God, I can't do this. But now that I've gotten, you know, some different ideas. So what do you think on that? And we will do, I'm going to use the fine tip on the headdress, the crown of thorns. So should I do his hair dark? Thanks, guys. Or should I just leave it with just the gold accent? You'd leave it? Okay. That's what I thought. I am going to... I'm going to do the nails because it does show the nails. I was thinking of doing those in silver, but I think I'm going to stick with the gold so everything kind of blends together. And it's just like the head of the nail. I'll just give that little tiny touch of gold, and there we go, guys. See how it's just that little bit, just enough so you can see that it's there. Should I go around the edge with the gold? To bring a little bit more gold, or just leave it as is, because it is really pretty. It looks great. Thanks, Janelle. Yes, that sealer does. It makes it shine. So yeah. Good as is. Okay. That's what I was thinking. All right, so let me bring you guys up. So, thanks, guys. All right, so if you guys have any questions, now that I'm not focusing on what I'm doing and I can watch my screen, I can answer some questions if you guys want. So that's not too bad, a little over an hour and a half. And we got 2 projects done and we get to chat. This has been really fun, guys. I really, really have enjoyed this. What sealer am I using? I used this one tonight. It's the J. Diction Gloss Sealer. And it's by, it's by J. Diction. It's for Resin-Crete. It's water resistant, heat resistant, stain and scratch resistant, and cross product compatibility. So, you know, obviously you'd want to put a couple of layers, but, so I put that down, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a spray sealer to seal the rest. So it'll be, I know I'll have no brush marks because I don't like brush marks. So yeah, so I usually will do the first coat with this. If the item is like completely smooth, instead of like even these, it left marks. So I have used their EcoPore before and it's good. And I don't measure that either. I do it kind of the way I did tonight. But what I'll do is I'll take my glove, I'll put the, like the sealer on, and I will use my finger to spread it. And I get there's no lines, there's no nothing when I do that. But even though I used a sponge, if you look really close, you can see, yeah, you don't measure, yeah, it's too confusing. Me and math, we just don't agree. So, you know, you can see those little marks, and I know it's handmade, but I still don't like it. So, maybe I'll put like 2 more coats of this over, but I'll use my gloved finger once that paint dries. And you do have to let that dry for quite a while, that gold, I don't know if you saw my other video. I had used the gold and I thought it was dry, and I went to wipe the sealer and I smeared it everywhere. Yeah. Oh. Alrighty, guys. I saw someone use a small round sponge. I have 2 of those round sponges too. They don't clean out good. They get stiff. They suck up a lot of the product, and I don't know. You have to use a thick layer. Oh, really? You haven't tried the mix-to-mold? I get it at Michael's. It's $29.99 for a 5.5 gallon bucket. You know, it comes in a pail like this, and I like it. And it cures within an hour. I know some of the other ones, it's like a half an hour. I think the J. Diction is a half an hour. Oh, you don't have a Michael's there? Yeah. We don't have a Hobby Lobby. Well, we do, but it's like 2 hours away. So everybody that posts, you know, it's $29.99, but I always wait until I have like my rewards coupons or 20% off, or when it's on sale, that's when I'll go and I'll get like 3 or 4. So one of my followers, thank you so much, Sue, had made a comment. We have a Dollar Tree, but it's inside of Family Dollar. And it's just like one aisle. But she had made a comment that she had just bought some mix-to-mold online. Yes, you can, I probably could, but I'd like to go into a Hobby Lobby first so I can see what they've got. Because, like, if, you know, I start going through everything they have, I'm going to be on there forever. Because then I'm going to be like, oh, this and oh, that. So she messaged me and she's like, hey, I want to let you know that there's a $9 coupon on Amazon for the mix-to-mold. And I'm like, oh, really? Thank you. Yep, I just ordered 3, I said. I jumped right on, ordered 3. So it was like I got 3 of them for the price of 2. So I'm like, that works for me. So yeah. So again, I'll just go over, I'll show you the finished coasters. And then once I finish sealing these, I will put the cork backs on the bottom. Ben Franklin's, and we'd have to give him our firstborn. Yeah. We've got a Joann's fabric, and I haven't been in there lately to see what they've got as far as like this type of stuff. So I'll have to give that a check too. But so these are the 4 coasters that we made. And yeah, and then we've got our little cross with a little hair thingy. And then we have our broken elephant. Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah, the streaks definitely look like wood. So we've got the elephant, and then we have little Mr. Bear. I've never checked for the canvases at Joann's. Yep, Google time. Alrighty, guys. So I'm going to sign off here, but I will be doing more lives. Like I said, put it in the comments, you know, like if there's a certain day that works better or a certain time. You know, I can try to mix it up, do some maybe in the afternoon, so it's early evening. Yeah, and I always try to wait for sales, Cindy, I do. Unless I have a project that I need to make and I don't have any. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys, you know, would like. I can do different times, and this is fun. And it was, this way here, I feel like I get to know you guys more. And you get to see my face, even though I didn't do anything. Like, I'm a mess, but hey, it is what it is. Alrighty, guys. I'm going to go ahead and try and disconnect this live. The last time I did a live, I could not end it. So, I want to thank everybody for the gifts tonight. I so appreciate it. And like I said, I'll go back and I'm going to read all the comments. And thank you personally on, you know, the gifts so that you know that I did see it. And yeah. We will all talk again. Night, guys. Thanks for hanging with me. I had so much fun. Bye, guys. And bullet. Yes. All right. It is telling me on the screen, do you want to end? But it's not giving me a thing on my screen here. Hang on. Oh, Lordy. How do I end this? All right. And does anybody know? I know I'm still here. I can't shut it off. All right, do I need my, you sure you want to stop streaming? Do I need my TV remote to do it? And see, this is why I didn't go live before, because I could not end it. I'm hitting end on my screen, and it's not letting me. But it's not giving it on my screen. I did click the X, and I'm casting to my TV. So maybe, what is this? All right, I'm hitting the X, and it is like literally not doing anything, guys. Why does things have to be so difficult for an old lady? I'm just looking to see if there's like any other buttons that I can push. So I guess I'm going to have to do like last time and just shut my phone off. See, there's never a dull moment when I'm around. I'm just telling you, there's never a dull moment. I go live, I can't get on live. All right, let's see if, and I don't want to make you guys dizzy, like trying to take you down. I'm trying to end my cast. There we go. All right, so end. I'm gonna have to turn you the other way. All right. All right, so I stopped mirroring. And I'm hitting the X, and it's still not. All right, guys, I guess I'm just gonna have to shut my phone down. All righty, I will see you guys all later. Bye, guys.